welcome to IndianExpress.com. We are here to discuss Sanjaya Baru, who was the former media advisor of the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, his new book titled 1991, How PV Narasimha Rao Made History. To discuss this further, I am joined by my colleague Indira, who will throw more light on highlights and the key takeaways of what Sanjaya Baru had to say in his book. First of all, Indira, tell us, how has Sanjaya Baru described PV Narasimha Rao as a Prime Minister in his book?
So he starts off by describing Narasimha Rao as the first accidental Prime Minister of the country, which is surprising because he also uses the same word to describe Manmohan Singh in his previous book, where he's very critical about his prime ministerial tenure. He goes on to say that he's this very diminutive, very low-key style of a man, and he, at one instance, he says that for somebody who knew so many different languages, he comes across as surprisingly quiet. Okay. But at the same time, he was a very decisive prime minister, very brazen in the way he brings about the reforms.
Right, Adrija, also how is Sanjaya Baru being critical about the Gandhis in his book?
So throughout the book, he's extremely critical of Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi, and he practically blames the entire crisis of 1991 on the way they went about with economic and political management. In fact, he says that if the Chandrasekhar's government could have brought about the reforms, but Rajiv Gandhi withdrew support and thwarted them. And when Narasimha Rao did bring about the reforms, the Gandhis in fact downplayed his role in bringing about those reforms, and we all know that more credit is given to Finance Minister Manmohan Singh in order to bring about these kind of reforms.
Right, Adrija, we also understand how Sanjaya Baru has extensively written about the 1991 economic reforms. Can you share some more details of some interesting facts that he has written about this period?
So he begins by saying that his work is not just about PV Narasimha Rao, but rather it's about the year 1991 and the crisis that the country was facing at that moment. He says that we do not give enough credit to Narasimha Rao for the reforms that he brought about, and we all think of the year 1991 as a period of economic crisis, but it was also about bad political management and not just economic crisis. And in fact, he mentions in his book that even Narasimha Rao himself felt that he wasn't given enough credit for the reforms. So there is this little anecdote he mentions in the book where he says that somebody from the finance ministry had at some point interviewed Narasimha Rao, and he was asked about how much credit should be given to Manmohan Singh for the reforms, and it seems Narasimha Rao had said that he was very appreciative of Singh, but at the same time he said that the finance minister of any country is almost like the numerical zero, so his value depends on the number that you put before it, which basically means to say that the value of a finance minister depends on the amount of support he gets from the prime minister.
Okay, thank you so much, Adrija, for giving us the key highlights of Sanjaya Baru's new book, which has been titled 1991, How PV Narasimha Rao Made History. For more news and updates, log on to IndianExpress.com.